Hey guys, I'm Grace and this is Rideout Reviews. As you can see, I had to bring out my Christmas colors today for this review because it's finally that time of year when they start putting out Christmas movies and all the fun things that I love because I love this time of year. So the movie that I'm going to be reviewing today is called Last Christmas. This movie is about a girl who works in a Christmas shop as an elf. And she's just really been down on her luck lately, has just not been living her best life. That is until she meets a man named Tom, and that's when everything starts to change in her life and starts looking up. So this movie stars Emilia Clarke. She plays Kate, and then it also stars Henry Golding, who plays Tom. So just to get into what I really liked about this movie. So first off, it is hilarious. Obviously, it's a rom-com. So you expect that, but it was hilarious. Some of the key things that I really thought was funny was like the relationship between Kate and Santa. Santa is the female shop owner at the Christmas shop that Kate works at. Their relationship was just so funny, like so many different just like quirks between them, and Santa would always say like these outrageous but like totally spot on things to her, which were really funny. And I also really liked Kate's mom's character. She's originally from Yugoslavia, I think is what they said. So they're actually in London right now, but she's originally from there. So she has the accent, and she's just so funny. So to give you a little sneak peek into that, at the end of the movie, Kate and her family are all gathered around to celebrate Christmas, and her mom stands up and says, "I'm going to sing a song in honor of Christmas." And she chooses like the most depressing song ever to sing to her family, and she says like 4 different words, and then her family just starts busting out laughing because she's singing the most depressing song instead of being joyful and happy about Christmas. So she was just really funny. I also really liked the main character, Tom. He was just such a lovable guy. Like, he was so selfless and was always happy. He was literally dancing around all the time, which just showed like how much full of life he was. He was literally basically what you would say is the ideal man. Lucky for me, I have one of those. His name's Paul. Unfortunately, he's not doing the review with me because it's a romantic comedy. But anyways, I digress on that. I also loved watching Kate like come into her own. That was a big part of what this movie was about. Is kind of her transformation from not living her best life to really figuring out what her purpose is and what she can give back to the world and like what her value is. And I just love seeing that progression. Like, it was so easy to relate to. There were also definitely some emotional scenes in the movie. There is a humongo twist at the end. I'm not going to give any more than that. But I definitely was emotionally invested, and the twist made a lot of people in the theater cry. Luckily, I held it together, but the heart was pounding, and I was like holding tears back. So I love that. Everybody wants that, or at least I do, in a romantic movie, is just to be so emotionally invested. So that was a huge plus for me too. So on to the bad. Even though I mentioned being emotionally invested, it took a while for me to get emotionally invested. So the movie took, I would say a good like 30-45 minutes for me to like really be into the movie. It just had like a slow start, and I don't know, it felt a little forced in the beginning, but then once I started, getting to know the characters and whatnot, then I started to really be into it. And then by the end, I was like super rooting for them to have like a happy ending. So that's kind of like my only main negative. I could say that they, had some typical like predictable scenes in the movie that you kind of expect to have in a rom-com. But that's not really a negative for me because, that's just what is to be expected. So, I'm going to go ahead and rate the movie a 3.5 out of 5 R's because, like I said, even though it started off slow, like once I was into it, I was so emotionally invested, and it just had all the parts of a rom-com that you want. I definitely think it's worth going and watching. So 3.5 out of 5 R's. And the last thing we talk about is whether or not we think a movie is redeemable. So I definitely do think that the movie's redeemable. Like I said, it talked about Kate kind of learning about who she is and learning to love herself, really, and just finding her purpose. So it talks about like your purpose in life and kind of like the bigger picture of like how fleeting life is. But then it also talked about like the importance of family and like making amends and just like being there to help other people when they need you. So just kind of just gave that whole picture of like how we're supposed to live in community, basically. So I will just kind of disclaimer, there are some cuss words in here and it shows some drinking and different things. So if you're of age, then I think it is a redeemable movie to watch. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Lets me know that you enjoy the content that we're putting out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you know when we have new stuff coming out. And until next time, I really, really hope that you guys have a great week. Enjoy the holiday season and keep watching movies.